Well, if your kids have problems sleeping through the night, then maybe they just need a dose of the Sleep Fairy. And here to tell us about the Sleep Fairy is Janie Peterson. Great to see you, Janie.
Thank you. It's great to be in Tampa.
Now, you wrote this book called The Sleep Fairy. Can you briefly give us a little synopsis of the story?
You bet. It's about two little girls named Molly and Katie who won't go to bed at night. And they keep getting up for a drink of water, another kiss, just getting out of bed to get Mom and Dad's attention. And Mom and Dad are getting very frustrated. Then the next night, they read a magical story called The Sleep Fairy. And the Sleep Fairy is about a magical fairy who helps children go to sleep at night. And when the parents read the story, the children went to sleep that night. Didn't get up one time asking for a drink of water. So it works wonderfully.
Now, this is actually, it's ingenious in that it's a book within a book, because you read this book to your kids, and while you're reading it to them, the kids in the story read a book.
Correct.
Now, the first thing that kind of struck me about this book, though, is in the book, when they talk about the Sleep Fairy, they say, if you sleep through the night, the Sleep Fairy will come to visit you and give you a present under your pillow. So kind of like the Tooth Fairy. And in the book,
so.
the little girls woke up and found a present under their pillow. So, of course, my first question is, does that mean that we've got to bribe our kids and give them a present every night to sleep through the night?
That's a really good question. But no, it's not like bribery at all. It's a wonderful way to teach kids a new skill, using rewards and praise. It's the way we teach our kids to walk, to potty train them. We use rewards. And we even give parent instructions in the book on how to use them up front and then how to fade it away. So they're not 15 years old and still expecting a present underneath their pillow when they go to sleep.
So it's the kind of thing that you suggest you start with, and then slowly it gets to the point where they don't even look under their pillow for a present.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The whole idea is to get them used to going to sleep, getting them used to laying in bed without getting up 500 times for some excuse. And it's a great way for parents to use it. Instead of, what the literature says is let them cry themselves to sleep. And that's so hard on parents to let them cry. It's just easier. This is a nice way for parents to teach a child to sleep through the night.
And you have experience in this, not just as an author, you also work with children with behavioral problems. Tell us about that.
We have a center in Omaha, Nebraska that works with little kids ages 2 to 7 with severe and chronic behavior problems. Many of these kids come to us not knowing how to lay down and go to sleep, and so we use the Sleep Fairy. The Sleep Fairy comes during nap time, and we've taught daycares in many places on how to use the Sleep Fairy for that purpose.
Now, so what age would you say is appropriate for this? Because obviously babies, you can't try to tell babies that the Sleep Fairy is going to come.
They need to have that sense of imagination, like Santa Claus, make-believe, so probably 2 to 10. Although we've had older siblings, when they have a younger one that's getting the Sleep Fairy, they'll raise their hand and say, Mom, you know, I'm staying in bed. Can't the Sleep Fairy come for me? You know, if it works, it works.
Right. You just have to do it. You have to do it very methodically.
Very much so. And there are parent instructions in the book. We've had parents come up during book signings and they've said, this is just unbelievable how it's worked in one night. And where my child was sleeping with me, getting up constantly throughout the night, and they said in one night the Sleep Fairy worked for them. Because
a lot of times what it is it's just a bad habit that manifests itself over and over. We were talking earlier, and my son, who has always been a wonderful sleeper, started getting sick, and so he would wake up when he was sick, and we would go in to see him, and he started getting used to us coming in. And so it's not necessarily a physiological thing. They're not hungry. They're not thirsty. They just want attention from you.
That's exactly right. And it's really hard to let them cry. And it's just a killer on parents. And this gives parents an option. This gives parents a way of magic, a way of giving the child a reward for a good behavior. And that's all it is teaching a new skill.
Oh, great. Well, the name of the book is The Sleep Fairy, Janie Peterson. And where can you find your book?
You can find it at local bookstores, or you can get it off of the internet on behavinkids.com.
Behavinkids.com. Well, Janie, thanks so much for being here. And hopefully the Sleep Fairy will visit me tonight.
Oh.
All right. We'll be right back.